Absolutely. Washington has and should have the attention of the entire National Football League. Washington controls their own destiny. I repeat, Washington controls their own destiny. Never would have thought that when you realize Taylor Heinicke was taking over as the quarterback 11 weeks ago. But if Washington wins out, they're in the playoffs, and it is not going to be that hard for them to win out. 5 more games, 5 divisional opponents. Like the Cowboys, Washington is 1-0 in the division. Cowboys are 2-0 in the division. Like the Cowboys, Washington is undefeated in the division that is. Washington simply has to beat the Giants, the Eagles twice, the Cowboys twice, and just like that, Washington would not only make the playoffs, they'd win the division. What? So Washington has my attention. They should definitely have the Cowboys' attention. This is the same Washington team that won the NFC East last year, starting to resemble the NFC least, or at least the NFC lesser again this year. Taylor Heinicke, he's only started 13 career games if you include the playoffs. So Taylor Heinicke is going to continue to get better exponentially, while Dak Prescott will either get better or he will stay the same, or he'll get better incrementally. Taylor Heinicke is going to get better exponentially. Washington, though, the most interesting thing about Washington, they just find a way to win.
They do.
Simple as that.
I get that.
Like, I look at them. Offensively, I believe they rank 24th. Defensively, they rank 20th. But they've won 5 consecutive football games. They've won by a score of 17-15 the last 2 games. For y'all that just love statistics, just love fun, or just love the NFL, we've only seen that score 14 times. There's a 0.0% chance that happens. 0.06, I believe. So Washington just finds a way to win. Even if the score has only happened 14 times in the history of the NFL, Washington will find that score, duplicate that score, and win with that score. Dallas better be on alert, because I'm on alert.
Okay, you know damn well they don't have the Cowboys' attention. But since you're on alert for the Washington football team, can you give them a mascot? Like, it's about time, dog. Like, my son, my 6-year-old son, MJ, dear to my heart, is like, Daddy, what's the name of that team? And I was like, Washington. He was like, what's FT? I was like, oh, FaceTime. I don't know what the hell. I don't know what to tell my son. They need to get a mascot. All right, here's the thing. Since you're on attention and the Dallas Cowboys are not, I knew you were going to come up here and wax poetic. I know when you're going to do something like this, you're going to move the hand, you're not going to give me eye contact, and you're going to say stuff like this. Washington controls their own destiny, y'all. I say it again, America. Washington controls their own destiny, y'all. So do the Dallas Cowboys, damn it. And a better destiny, because they're 2 games ahead of this team, and they get to face them twice. And then you come up here and wax poetic like, I don't know, they just find ways to win games. Even though Dallas has won more games, but I guess they don't find a way to win those games. Dallas has a better offense every way you look at it. Dallas is better in taking the ball away every way you look at it. And Dallas is better on defense in terms of giving up fewer points per game. So wait a minute, you got a better offense. You give up fewer points, and you take the ball away. Where are you getting this attention or this cause of concern from? I don't see it. I look at Taylor Heinicke, who I am impressed with. I'm not going to disparage the young man. However, compared to Dak, Captain America, boy, stop. Dak is top 10 in everything. Taylor Heinicke is begging to be top 10 in 2 things, and one of them he tied for 9th. The other one is completion percentage. Giveaways, tied for 9th. Everything else is mid-pack, if not getting a little lower than mid-pack. I will repeat this. This is a team that is exceeding expectations. I will repeat this. But let's not be the fan in the stands who at track meets is applauding for the 8th place finisher because give it up for Timmy, because Timmy's coming through, and everybody's saying, oh, Timmy. And you know what I don't like about that? Look, respect to Timmy, he finished the race even though he got last as a turtle. Here's the thing I don't respect. They didn't clap for the first 7. Second place, 3rd place, 4th place. When you win, no claps. But then we give these, oh, my God, I didn't expect you to be here, and you're finishing. Bruh, this team is behind another team that you're not clapping loud enough for. So if you don't want to give Dallas their flowers, I hate to do it to you, but I'm going to dance on the grave of the Washington. No mascots.
There is no grave, Sailor. If there was, they rose up like Lazarus. Y'all get that later. What we do in football is we analyze cycles of film. A cycle of film is the last 4 weeks. What we do when we're studying the tape, we analyze a cycle of film. So if we were to do that for the Dallas Cowboys, in the last 4 weeks, they are 2-2. Stretch that out to 5 weeks. The last 5 weeks, they are 2-3. Analyze a cycle of film for Washington. The last 4 weeks, they are 4-0. Extrapolate that, make that into 5 weeks, they are 5-0. So if we just look at a cycle of film, then what we get is that Washington is presently playing at a higher rate than the Cowboys. But bump the cycle. If you're the Cowboys and you look at the season, the team and the Buccaneers that beat the Cowboys, Washington beat. The team and the Raiders that just beat the Cowboys on Thanksgiving, Washington beat. Cowboys haven't lost too many games this season. And the games that they have lost, where they would say, well, you know, at least we were at a higher level of capacity, the Bucs, that Bucs team, Washington beat. The Raiders, when the Cowboys had everything to play for, you don't want to lose 2 games in a row. You just lost to the Chiefs. Plus, it's Thanksgiving, short week. You're at home, national television. That Raiders team that beat the Cowboys, Washington beat. So when we look at mutual opponents here, good mutual opponents, Washington has beat them both. I understand that the Cowboys are 8-4 and Washington is only 6-6. But Sel, the NFL is a what have you done for me lately league. Not a what have you done for me. What have you done for me lately? Please sleep on Washington if you want to. But if the team can beat the Bucs, then the team can beat the Cowboys. If the team can beat the Raiders, oh yeah, and the Raiders beat the Cowboys, then this team can beat the Cowboys. Cowboys have a 2-game lead. But they got a 2-game lead, and you got to play Washington twice. So that 2-game lead to Washington is irrelevant. That 2-game lead to the Giants might matter. 2-game lead to the Eagles might matter. But a 2-game lead, when you got to see that team twice, it truly means nothing. So I remember my second year in Philadelphia. LaShawn McCoy, DeMarco Murray, top 2 running backs in the National Football League by rushing yards. Cowboys had to play us, the Eagles, last game of the season. Not only was playoffs going to be decided by that game, but more importantly to us as a defense, or just as importantly, I won't say more importantly, we wanted to make sure that LaShawn McCoy got the rushing title. All right. So the only thing that mattered in that game was the fact that DeMarco, you had to play us. And Shady, you had to play them. Yeah. The only thing that matters to the Cowboys being 2 games ahead is you got to play Washington twice, and Washington, you got to play the Cowboys. That 2-game lead means nothing. All that matters is what happens when they play each other, because if Washington wins both those games and happens to win another 1 or 2, Washington all of a sudden will win that division.
Man, I didn't know that I had known you so long in my life. I thought I just met you like, what was that, 6, 7 years ago? Turns out those track meets when I was 8, 9, 10, you were in the crowd rooting for mediocrity. All right, Timmy, finish up. Woo! Woo! Meanwhile, I've been done for an hour in the 400, and I ain't getting no claps. Oh, yeah, that's what he's supposed to do. That's what he's supposed to do. Look at him. He runs for the Jets. Look at him. He won the National. Look at him. He's no claps at all. That's what you're doing. You're rooting for mediocrity. It's okay. I love how we give props to a team because we didn't see them coming. That's what I hate about this industry. I hear it all the time. Somebody be like, and look who's come out of nowhere. Nowhere, not to them. They're somewhere. They're just not where they want to be. But we going to give them extra flowers because who saw this? Who saw that Taylor Heinicke would lead the Washington FaceTimers to 6-6? Who? Maybe they did. I certainly didn't. And I'm also not going to applaud them because you tell me, hey, Sal, check it out. They only 2 back. That means nothing. Oh, it means something to me if I'm 2 up, because guess what? I play you twice, I could be 4 up. You don't look at it that way, but that's how the Dallas Cowboys are looking at it. So since you don't look at it the way I do, and I'm not seeing it the way you do, let's have fun. Let's have a game up here called Pick'em. Ready? Pick'em. Okay. Dak Prescott or Taylor Heinicke? Pick'em. Dak. All right. 1 point for Acho. 1 point for me. It's my game. All right. Cowboys offense or the Washington FaceTimers? Which one?
Cowboys.
2 points for you, 2 for me. It's my game. All right. Dallas Cowboys defense or the Washington FaceTimers?
Cowboys.
Don't you got a time clock. Come on. Which one?
Cowboys.
Exactly. Where are you getting this confidence from? You're an underdog by heart, by nature. Nobody wakes up wanting to be an underdog. You just deal with it. Washington FaceTimers are dealing with the fact that they're not as good as the Dallas Cowboys, but they're scrappy. But why are you saying that they got their attention when they're not the better bunch?
So, because once again, if you wanted to play a game called Not Pick'em, I would simply do this. Eating salt in isolation. Yes or no?
Last night.
Absolutely not. You're not eating salt by yourself. You're not just sitting here and down some salt. Eating flour in isolation.
Oh, no. And you got me on that one.
Eating a raw egg in isolation.
I've done it, but nah.
Exactly
I
right.
ain't Rocky.
But you mix a little flour, you mix a little raw egg, you mix a little salt, add a little bit of butter, add a little bit of sugar. I know you eating the cake because I seen you eat the cake. I seen them a couple too many cakes. Cupcakes included, butter cakes, vanilla cakes, chocolate cakes, all types of cakes. So with that being said, Sal, you can't talk to me about individual statistics, individual people, individual parts of the ball.
Really?
Because Washington finds a way to make it all add up and all make sense. I understand that the Cowboys in isolation got better pieces, but here's the most interesting thing y'all have to watch for. What Washington actually does best is defend the run. When the Cowboys play Washington, it's going to be a Dak Prescott game. Because Washington doesn't defend the pass well at all. So if Dak plays like the Dak we know he's capable of, Cowboys win with ease. But if Dak does not play like that Dak, it's a wrap. Beyond that, let's not act like Washington is mediocre. I remember, Sal, I took a biology class my freshman year in high school, and I got a 58 on the test.
58 out of what, 100? Still out of 100?
Out of 100.
Yay.
But here's the thing. The average score was, I believe, maybe a 47.
Oh, okay.
So after the teacher curved everybody up, I realized, what appears to be mediocre from a distance, when you zoom in from a micro perspective, is actually fairly good. Washington is 6-6. Appears to be mediocre. But when you zoom in and realize they're 6th in the NFC, all of a sudden that's far ahead of average. They're 6th, about to make the playoffs. That's far ahead of mediocrity. So while you look from a bird's eye view like I did at my 58, wait for all the other scores to come in. Because when you see the Lions come in at 1-10, when you see the Seahawks and the Bears come in and the Giants come in with 4 wins, when you see the Falcons, the Panthers, and the Saints come in with 5 wins, all of a sudden you realize what is 6-6 isn't mediocre at all. You got to change your vantage point, sir.
Man, well, your vantage point was changed because you were around a bunch of failing students and you got a D and was pumped. Oh, yeah, I'm killing these Fs. Get out of here. Talk to me about attention. You ain't getting my attention when I'm better than you. That's that point. Okay? I'm going to use my confidence against you. While you're trying to climb your way out of that hole, I'm going to stomp on your head and make sure you stay in that hole. That's what the Dallas Cowboys have to do. That said, you said, what if Dak doesn't play like Dak? What if Dak doesn't play like Dak? Interesting. When Dak's the better of the two. The real question is, what if Taylor Heinicke, I don't know, plays like Taylor Heinicke? That may not be enough. Woo.